Hi everyone, my name is Alicia Salcido. Welcome to my Week 7 multimedia discussion for MPA 585 Tax Avoidance. In this presentation, we're going to be reviewing the different methods to reduce your tax liability, which is a legal way, which is called tax avoidance. And we're going to be reviewing charitable tax deduction, education tax credit, and the IRA tax deduction. For our first tax avoidance, it is a charitable tax deduction. Charitable tax deductions are used to reduce your tax liability when you do donate to different organizations, which would include like nonprofit, I think there's only specific private organizations, and then for like any other places that the IRS allows, which the IRS should have a list available to see what's a qualified charitable donation. The IRS only allows up to like a 50% deduction of your adjusted gross income. But a lot of people do try to use this so they could reduce their tax liability, because the more that they donate, the more that they're actually able to save during tax season. I do see some people using this method. For instance, my mother-in-law, she does donate to the St. Jude Research Hospital every month, and then she just, accumulates all her receipts that she gets through the mail, and then she uses it for her taxes to reduce her tax liability. For our second tax avoidance, it is the education tax credit. So the education tax credit basically is just a credit if you qualify for the credit, if you have any expenses for post-education, or if you paid any tuition in post-education, and if you're a qualifying student that meets the requirements, then basically this tax credit lowers your tax liability. Or if your parents are claiming you as tax dependent, then that would actually lower their tax liability to since they were assisting their child through their post-secondary education. I do see people using this. For instance, I know when I was in my undergraduate level, my mom did assist me to pay for some of my tuition, so therefore she was actually able to claim me as a tax dependent and use this as a tax credit for her, which actually lowered her tax liability, and she was actually able to get some money back from the IRS. For our third tax avoidance, it is a IRA tax deduction, which is also known as a deferred tax plan. This is just beneficial for people because you're not paying taxes right away. You're actually paying the taxes once you start receiving the funding. Also, because you are contributing to your IRA every year, that contribution does have a limit depending on your situation. If it's a sponsored if it's sponsored by your employer, or if it's not sponsored by employer, there are certain limits that you can contribute each year, which depending on your contribution, that will lower your tax liability. Also, if you do plan on taking out funding, I think before the age of 59 and a half, then yeah, you would have to pay an additional penalty for that tax, because you're taking it out before you're retired, because it's meant for retirement. So this is a really great way to invest in your retirement. Plus, it's a tax liability. You're reducing that as well. So that's beneficial. And then I do see people using this. I know, for instance, my husband, through his job, he is contributing to his IRA, and then every year for our taxes, we're actually able to use that as a deduction for ourselves. And that was end of the presentation. I do have my reference here listed below, which is our textbook and then the presentation that we did watch this week. And I appreciate you guys for watching the video. I hope you guys have a great week. Bye-bye.